19, a mindfulness for little calm. And we're talking about mindful emotions today. And everything we do, no matter how logical creatures we think we are, and we pride ourselves with being reasonable, logical people, is affected by emotions. Every decision you've made yesterday would have been affected by your emotions. The clothes you wore, the work you did, the food you ate, all of them will be influenced by how you're feeling. And how you're feeling will come through in the work you do. And we observe the world through a bias of how we feel, through a bias of our emotions on any given day. We've all had the experience when you have a perfectly reasonable day planned and you do something simple that goes wrong early on. You drop a cup in the kitchen. We were already carrying that was the straw that broke the camel's back, as it were. And that's because we spend so much time not really engaged with our emotions or that aware of them. And our held emotions are very connected to our judgments. A acceptable way for them to express frustration they already carry. Or you might feel that, you don't like the French or the Germans or the Italians or the Spanish or whoever it is. And again, it's a way of people expressing frustrations they carry. Because so much of the time, actually people say, but I've never met her, the French. I've actually never met a French person that I didn't like. They're always charming on holiday, etc. Our emotions are involved with our food, the amount of food we eat in any given week because of our emotional connection to it, because it makes us feel good, because it reminds us of childhood, because it reminds us of another experience. You like chips because it's nurturing, comforting food, or chocolate. Easter tomorrow, so lots of chocolate around, and they just there's huge emotional connections to our food. I mean, oddly enough, very few people have emotional connections to carrots. I'm not sure why. But mindfulness is not about stepping away from our emotions, and it's not about managing our emotions. It's about really being present with them. It's about giving your emotions some breathing space. It's about really owning your emotions and accepting them and noticing them, actually paying attention to them, as if there are days when, I walk in the morning for 4 miles every morning first thing. The days I get up and I'll go for a walk and I'll just feel really flat. And then I'll start doing my exercises and I might do my mindful practice. And usually at some point of the day it will either change or it will evolve. But I don't try and push it away. It's really important that when we have feelings, we make space for them. And this isn't about, being complacent. This is just about not analyzing or not being critical. I'm a great believer that we should have ambitions in life and passions and drive and things that we really want to do, and often people see reflection and engaging with how we are as some way diminishing, the drive that people have. And it's not the case at all. Absolutely be ambitious, but take the time to figure out how you feel and what your experience of something is, to determine that what your ambition is being driven by something that you really want for you, not by what somebody else wants for you, not by what you think you're supposed to want, not by what society judges as well, but by what really does it for you. If what really does it for you is to be the best, hamburger cooking McDonald's, then great. That is absolutely as valid as deciding that, you simply want to be the best amateur, train spotter. There are no wrongs. It's figuring out what really, really does it for you, and then going for it, So when we're doing a mindful practice, when the strong emotions are present, we encourage people to breathe into that. Now, most people just got up in the morning if they're watching this live. So you may not have had a night where you've been incredibly restless and have something on your mind. So for this exercise, we'll get you to remember something and bring the emotion, into the forefront. So starting as usual, taking a moment to make sure you're comfortable and you're settled. And then allow your attention to move to your feet. And notice how your feet feel. And then allow your eyes to close. And as your eyes close, allow your attention to really heighten in your feet. Then draw your attention up to your knees and notice how your knees feel. And then draw your attention up to your seat and really focus on your seat and allow yourself to be aware. Allow your awareness to move to your low back and focus on your low back and notice how that feels. And then draw your attention to your mid back and notice how your mid back feels. And then draw your attention to your upper back and really notice your upper back and how that feels. Then draw your focus to your shoulders and notice how your shoulders feel, the front part of the shoulders and the top part of the shoulders and the back part of the shoulders. Then allow your focus to move into your arms and notice how your arms feel as they rest at the sides of your body. And just rest your focus in your hands. And then draw your attention to your head and notice how your head feels as it rests on your shoulders. And then draw your attention to your breath and notice your breath as you breathe in and out. Just notice the fact you're breathing. Don't try and change your breathing rhythm. Don't try and slow it down or breathe more deeply. Just notice your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And as you breathe in and out, just follow the flow of your breath and really enjoy how that breath feels and how it carries you and how regular it is. And follow your breath as you breathe in and out. So that is a distressing or frustrating thought, experience, emotion, situation. And allow it to come to mind. Allow yourself as you breathe in and out to be aware of that, to be aware of the emotion involved with that. And if you have a simple experience that you can relate it to, or a particular experience when it was happening, I'd like you to think back to that experience and really think back to what was going on at the time of that experience. And do this in as much detail as you can. So remember what you were wearing. Remember what the weather was like, even if you were inside. Remember if you were inside as possible. And as you do that, allow yourself to really feel and engage with feeling how you felt. And really breathe into that feeling. Really breathe into the feeling and the discomfort of the feelings. And just Really allow yourself to be as aware of them as possible. Notice where you feel that. So really notice as you breathe in and out, keep remembering your breath. Always when doing these practices, remember your breath. Don't be annoyed with yourself if you haven't remembered your breath. Just remember your breath, you're breathing in and out. And you're aware of that background flow as you focus on your emotions, as you focus on this instant and bring it into the body. So just aware of that experience as you breathe in and out. And we're not trying to process any thoughts concerned with the situation. We're not trying to analyze it. We're not trying to resolve it. I'm not looking for you to forgive other people if they're involved or anything like that. This is simply about ownership. This is about us being as clear and present with your emotions as you can be. And just keep breathing into that as you breathe in the experience and where you were. And if you found that the experience the emotion does reside more strongly in one aspect of the body than another, um, in the chest or the head or the arms, or it makes you stiff in your shoulders or something, great. But as you continue to breathe in and out, I'd like you to breathe in and out, and as you do, feel that experience resonate, seep into the rest of your body. Like dye changing colour in water. It's just you see that seep into the whole body, so it becomes a whole body experience, not a tight one. And just breathe into the body, the whole of that experience as you breathe in and out. If this is your experience and your emotion, then it's deserving of a place. And as we come towards the end of the practice, allow the emotion to kind of just your focus to shift so it moves purely to on your breath. You just follow your breath as you breathe in and out, just following it as you breathe in and out for a couple of breaths. And as we come towards the end of the practice, keeping your eyes closed, move your attention back to your head. Notice how your head feels at the front of the head and the back of the head and the sides of the head. And really notice how your head feels. And allow your attention to move into your shoulders. Really focus on your shoulders and notice how they're feeling at the front of your shoulders, and the top of your shoulders, and the back of your shoulders. And really just notice how they feel. And then draw your attention into your arms. Really focus on your arms. Really then draw your focus into your hands and really feel how your hands settle, how rested they feel. Really feel how they sit. Then allow your attention to move to your upper back and notice how your upper back feels. And move your focus to your mid-back. And notice how your mid-back feels. Then allow your focus to move to your low back. And notice how your low back feels. And then draw your attention to your seat and really feel what it feels like to be sat and steady and stable and supported. Just sat. And then allow your attention to move to your knees and notice how your knees feel. Allow yourself to be aware of your knees. And then allow your attention to move into your feet. Notice how your feet feel. Notice the connection to your feet, how steady they are, how reliable, any connection to surfaces around them. And just allow yourself to be aware of your feet. And as we come to the end of the practice, you can open your eyes when you're ready. So what a really good exercise people do is at some point over the next couple of days, when you think about or something comes up that you have a strong emotional connection to a situation, do the same practice. Really bring it into practice and really breathe into it and sit with it. It helps. It's not going to change your world. It's not going to resolve the issues. But when we can change how we feel about things, when we can change what we bring to situations, it opens up a whole realm of other ways of acting and therefore other ways of resolving things. So, hope it was helpful. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.